Hi, this is Kelly from Petaka Kelly and Play Learn Talk, and in today's video I'm going to show you how you can incorporate a visual schedule built into your Boom card games. Okay, so whether you're a teacher or a creator, you might have students who would benefit from having a visual schedule built into their game as a reinforcer. So you'll notice down at the bottom here, as I go back through my cards, or go forward, right, there's only one red circle that's being highlighted at a time. So if I start from the beginning, this is a sequencing deck, so the task is the student must sequence a 3-step picture series, okay? Once they've completed that task, so we'll just go ahead and do it now, they can then hit submit, and once they move on, when they hit the arrow, you'll notice that number 2 is now highlighted. So it's just a built-in schedule, and it also has some built-in rewards. So we have some surprise games that are, designated by these little present boxes. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to recreate this in Keynote. That's how I made this. This is actually an entire background with the Boom, coding layered on top of it. Now, if you would like me to make another video that actually shows you how to recreate this in the Boom workstation, let me know in the comments below, and I'll be happy to do that as a follow-up video. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just finish demonstrating this, how it goes all the way through. Here's our final game, which is a magic flashlight game. And before we go into the Keynote to recreate this, we're going to go over to TPT and we're going to get some free clip art so that you can actually recreate a new version of this, or make a new version of this with me using free clip art. All right, so I have decided to grab this free clip art. It's labeled Presents Clip Art Freebie, so you could search that here and find this, or you can come over to Sticky Foot Studio, who is the clip artist who has made this set. Now, I picked this set because it also includes black line clip art, and that's going to be perfect for this system down here. So you notice I have these plain white circles that get filled up as we go, or one gets filled up at a time. All right, so we're going to use presents instead. So I also want to talk about, before we go over to Keynote, the font and clip art permissions. I know some of you have questions about that, right? We should always be considering whether we are allowed to be using a clip artist's art on Boom Learning prior to actually creating something, right? So my process here is I find clip art that I like. I go ahead and look and see in their about description if they are permitting me to use their product in digital creations. I don't see anything about Boom Learning here at the moment. Okay, so at first I might be kind of disappointed, right? But I can always go and search around and see to make sure first. Okay, so I want you to see the process. So I have pulled up the font and clip art permission list over on Boom Learning. You can find it at Solution Home, Creating Boom Cards, Fonts, Images, and Clip Art. Now I'm going to come back over to TPT to double check that I have their name, Sticky Foot Studio. I'm going to come back to this page over here, and I'm going to use a keyboard shortcut, Command F, and I'm going to start typing in their name to see if they are on this page. Now they are not on this page, okay? But we are still able to use them, okay? So stick with me and you're going to know how I know in just a moment, okay? So they're not on this list, and maybe they don't know about this list yet. We don't know the reason they're not on it, but we are going to be able to use them. So we're going to do some more investigating. We're going to come over to the actual product page, scroll down to Q&A, and we're going to see if anyone else has asked a question about using on Boom Learning. So I'm going to use my keyboard shortcut again, type in Boom. I see 0 out of 0. Okay, so I'm going to still keep looking. I'm going to go to their home page by clicking on their logo here. Okay, and it's going to generate an area right under this description that says ask a question. I believe it's ask a question. And here it is. Yeah, ask a question. We're going to click on it. Okay, and then we could scroll through looking for Boom Learning, or we could use the keyboard shortcut again, Command F, and type in Boom. Oops, to spell it right. Okay, so there are 15 instances of the word Boom on this page. So we have some other sellers and educators asking this seller, this artist, can I use your clip art on Boom? Okay, so here we have their response. We can use it on Keynote, we can use it for Boom cards, we have it several times. Okay, so for whatever reason, this artist has not put themselves on the list. I also make clip art, and I have not had a chance yet to go over here and put myself on the list. Maybe I should do that after this video. But we definitely can use their clip art because they have given their permission fairly recently. If you really, really wanted to be careful, go ahead and ask your questions, see if they'll respond, or send them an email as well. All right. Okay, so go ahead and download this. This is what it looks like if you want to use it. And we're going to go over to Keynote right now. I've already done a little bit of work just to save us time. Okay, so I want to point out that yes, you can create your visual schedule here down at the bottom like I did. I like doing that because it's not the main focus of the game, but it's still nice and clear and it's moving from left to right. So I like that for my visual timeline. But you could also put it on the side like this or up at the top. But today we're going to actually recreate it at the bottom. So I have already pulled out my clip art. I have done that by going to Insert, then to Choose, and then I've gone over to my downloads, and Present Freebie is what it's called. I've sorted it into 2 folders, black and white and color. Okay, so I just went to color and I used the keyboard shortcut Command A to grab all of them at once and insert them. And from there, to save myself time, I went over to Arrange and Group, and then I sized them all down at once. Okay, so if you don't know about that tip yet, I hope that's helpful for you. When I first started creating GPT resources, I did not know how to do that, and I was sizing every single thing individually, and that takes all your time. So this took a second, right? Okay, so you're going to size that down. You're going to go back and you're going to get your black and white clip art and do the same thing. And you would do Command A shortcut, grab all of it, insert all of it, and size it down. Okay, so I've already done all of that for us. So here we have our clip art. I've gone ahead and spaced it out. This bar right here, I just grabbed a shape and pulled it out and change the background color. Okay, so once you're at this point, so if you're putting 10 out, you just have to figure out the spacing on your own. Okay, but I would put the black and white clip art down first, and then what we're going to do is we're going to copy the page. So we're just going to do Command C, Command V, or whatever process you go through to duplicate something. Okay, so on the first page, I want my yellow present to already be there. Okay, and on my second page, so what we could do, there's 2 ways you can do this. So you can have it where on the next page, it's just going to be the green present. Okay, so actually I should have copied this one. So the next page, we'll just copy out a lot of them. So here's our first page. Our second page, we can move the green one down. So if you want it to be something like this, where only one present at a time is filled up, that's how you would do this one. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do that. So I'll just move each one down, and then I'll show you what it looks like. And that is how I did my sequencing activity one. Okay, so it was just one thing at a time. And you simply would just move these down, and you're just going to have to go back later and delete them, delete the extra things. Okay, so this is what this one looks like. So we'd have our task 1, task 2, task 3, and so on. It goes all the way through. So if you like how that looks, that's how you would do it. Okay, now you can always put text over the top of each one. Or you can write something up at the top. And this blank area up here is going to be where your game or your activity, whatever it is. Okay, so if you like this variation, then after you've filled it in, you just simply need to highlight all of them and delete all of them. Okay, this really takes no time at all to do. And once you've done this, you now have your space to actually create your game. Okay, so this would be the very first step in creating that you want to do, is making that token system down at the bottom or the side or the top, wherever you're doing it. All right, now in just a second, I'm going to show you the other variations, so just hang tight. Trying to go as fast as possible. All right, so now here's what it looks like. So we have 1, 2, 3. It just moves all the way across. And this would be something that's really nice to save as a template, okay, so that once you've created it one time, you don't have to create it over and over again. So maybe instead of presents, you're using stars or hearts or, happy faces or circles or something. That is something I would save as a template so you don't have to do it over and over. Now let's do the other variation. So here's our other variation. So we're going to copy, I don't know, let's copy 10 of them again. I did way more than that, but we'll delete them later. So now what I want to do is I want to move one down, okay, and then, oh, I shouldn't have done that, you guys. Okay, so we're going to delete all of this. Okay, So you want to copy it after you've moved it down. So now we'll copy this page, Command C, Command V, and then I'm going to move this one down. Okay, so then I'm going to copy it each time I've completed a page. So that way it makes it so that everything gets filled up. So if you have students who are really motivated by the entire thing getting filled up, this is the system I would encourage you to use instead. Okay, so, and this one saves you the time of actually deleting things. That's not true actually, because you still have to go back and delete it. So yeah, okay. All right, so I'm gonna move this one down and move this one down. And then the next step after this is you just would be saving these as images once you have created everything. So that's our 10th page. So we'll delete this little present here, delete this one. And also I'd say in the past I used to click on each thing and delete it, right? But it saves you more time when you can just highlight it with your mouse and delete everything at once. All right, so I hope you like that tip. I hope it saves you lots of time so that you can focus on more important things in your game making. Okay. Another tip that I did not know until recently is if, let's say I deleted those by accident, to get them back, I can do Command Z. So that's like a miracle in itself. So leave a comment below if you did not know about that shortcut, because I would be interested to know. All right, so here's our second variation, okay? So now they all fill up, okay? So I'd also love to know, do you like this variation, so variation 2, or do you like variation 1? All right, so that was this one, variation 1, where it's just moving across each time. So at this point, you're going to just create in this area, okay? So if you have a welcome page or navigation page, those are not going to have this system on it, okay? So what I mean is, like, if you have your cover page, let's make this our cover page. Oops, let me move it back. Oh no, it's not moving. Oh no. Okay, so that would be our main page. So we type in whatever we want for our main page. Let's say we have a couple of them. So we have our main page, maybe we have a navigation page, an instructions page, and then we start our game. So this is going to be the page that has your first task on it, okay? Now, if you want to add one as like a really special present that has a surprise game, maybe you want to put a little special, note just above it, okay? Like that, so we can make that the first present that has a surprise. We could put it like that, send it back. And that could just be a little indicator that something special happens here and something special happens here, okay? Because I know in my first example I had numbers versus the presents, and we're doing all presents right now. So that's just a thought. You can just add a little special distinction there, or you can put it down at the bottom, okay? How to bring that forward since I put those back. All right, so we could put it like right here to let them know. All right, hopefully that makes sense. All right, so after you create your task card, whatever you're going to put on it, you're going to export these images as JPEG images, and these are going to be your backgrounds, okay? So I'm going to go ahead right now and I'm going to, let's see, 4 through 13 I want to save as images. So I'm going to do a file, export images, and I'm going to do 4 through 13, not 1 through 26, so make sure you get the right number, 4 through 13, save as a JPEG. I'm going to say next, and we'll just make this like our present visual schedule, reinforcer. I'm like the worst at naming things. So, all right, so those have saved. So now let's go over to Boom Learning, okay? And I'm going to go into my workstation area, and let's see, that's the actual card itself. So I'm going to come over to my demo deck that I use for YouTube, all right, which is set to FlowMagic, and I want to import these as backgrounds, okay? So I'm going to give myself some space here, and what I want to do is come over to New Cards from Images. And when you're importing these, they can be just a little bit tricky. You just have to pay attention though. Okay, so you're gonna come to the folder you made. I'm gonna use the keyboard shortcut Command A, and I'm gonna import them. So I have nothing on these, right? Because we didn't make anything on them aside from the visual schedule. Okay, so now I just have to look carefully and see which one comes first. Okay, so I know this one comes first, and whatever order you click these in is the order they will import in. Okay, so we're going to come through and see like where's number 2. So here's number 2, number 3, number 4, and let's see, 5. See, it gets a little tricky just because it's small. I wish I could zoom in to see it. But I don't think that I can. So 7, 8, and then 9 and 10. Okay, so now they'll import in this order and we can double check it. Okay, so here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so if one of them was out of order, we simply would click on it and drag it and put it in order. Okay, this would be out of order, obviously, so we'll drag it back. Now, that's all you have to do, okay? So you would just make sure that you import your other images. So this would be your home page, your like main page, navigation, introductory after that, all right? So I hope that helped. Let me know in the comments below if it was helpful, and also let me know if you'd like to know how to create this in the Boom Learning Workstation. I don't want to add on to this video. I think it might make it a little bit too long, but I am happy to make it for you guys if you like. So I am wishing you a wonderful holiday season and Christmas if you celebrate it. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve, and I'm looking forward to celebrating Christmas Eve and Christmas. I still will be posting videos though, so you can look forward to those. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. All right, bye.